Hello, I'm Omar Ben McDoul. I'm a recent grad of the Concordia Web Development Bootcamp, and this is the demo video for my final project. It's built primarily with React, Express, and MongoDB, and it's called Better Filters for Kijiji, because it displays Kijiji real estate rental listings the way I would do it if I got to work on the project. Before I show you how it works, let's go to Kijiji itself and look at how you access listings. So the first thing you see when you search for apartment rentals is nothing. It takes a while to load. Then you start to see previews for the listings. Before we take a closer look at this page, let's go ahead and look at one of these listings. So that's quite a bit faster, but the information is really spread out. To see any of the apartment's features, you need to scroll a long way down, and then the description of the apartment is still further down. Now this here is the only place where you can find out when the apartment is available. Kijiji doesn't have a filter for that. So if your lease ends in July and you're looking for another place in April, you're mostly going to be clicking on listings, scrolling down to here, and then discovering that they're not relevant before hitting the back button. To make matters worse, the search diameter here is fairly large. This is like 25 minutes of walking end to end. So in fairly different neighborhoods. At the same time, it probably doesn't encapsulate the area where you'd want to live. So you can either widen the radius and find yourself looking at even more irrelevant listings, or save multiple narrow searches with different centers like I did. But those are going to overlap, and you'll see the same apartments multiple times. That's what I did, and it got tiresome pretty quickly. So I wrote a bot to go on Kijiji and find only the apartments that were relevant to me. When it came time to think about my bootcamp project, I thought what I would do is I would change up the bot so that it wouldn't filter out anything. The goal was to create a web app that would allow users to access the data I collected and find just the apartments that matched their needs and search criteria. The first thing I want to show is the filters. This is how the user can specify what they need, and obviously I put in an option for the move-in date. Some filters let you choose a few options, some are ranges, and some are just activated or inactive. The next thing is the geographical filters. I thought of a few ways to improve on Kijiji's radius-based selection, like filtering results according to how many minutes away they are from a point that the user specifies, but I shelved that because I didn't think it was a safe enough feature for a 2-week project to hinge on. Then I thought of dividing the Montreal map into 3-digit zip codes, but those areas are also pretty large, and there's not much value added compared to radius-based search from Kijiji. What I settled on is dividing the most dense part of the island into small subdivisions and using the coordinates data I had collected from Kijiji to figure out if a given listing is inside them. This is a screenshot of a sanity check I did just to see if the listings I was getting made sense. In the middle, you can see the map interface from my app. On the left, you have the coordinates of the listings that correspond to that selection. And on the right, you have a map that displays all these coordinates with the app interface overlaid, and you can see that the listings do match the selection. Some of them bleed out, but they were meant to do that for the test. The important part is the middle line, especially, is centered. The user interacts with the map by painting the area that they want to search in. When they're done, they can click the search button. Okay, here we are. This is what the listings look like. The search results are designed to avoid the problems Kijiji has. All of them are on the same page. You don't need to click through to anything to see what you need. If you don't care about some of the attributes, you can hide them. And to see the images and the map, you just click these arrows and mouse over the thumbnails. No need to close anything after. Let's open our inspector here and look at the elements that correspond to the listings. You see that there are only a handful of them, but as I keep scrolling down, more of them appear. If I look inside the thumbnail tray here, you'll see that the images only load once I scroll down. I'm not going to try to fish them out of here, but the map and the full-size images associated with each listing are also loading just in time. I had to do that, or the page would freeze while adding all these elements to the document. Alright, that pretty much brings me to the end. If you want to learn more or see what I plan to do next, you can go to the project repository at this address. And if you're looking for a dynamic and curious web developer to join your team, I'm on LinkedIn as Omar Ben McDoul. Thanks for watching.